Okay, so we're gonna reteach her down. And we're gonna teach her where eventually you don't need to incorporate any hand gesture. She's gonna respond exclusively to that verbal command. So you're gonna start the same way that you've been doing this, okay? But I want you to hold your treat the way I showed you last week, where you put that treat right here, where your middle finger and your index finger meet your thumb. Cap it with your thumb, or it meets your palm, I should say, and cap it with your thumb. So the food is really accessible like that, okay? I want you to start with her in the seated position. Ivy, sit. Sit. Good girl. So you're gonna start, and you're actually gonna start with her head tilted up a little bit. And I want you to say down 2 times before you start to lower your hand. Okay, because as you practice this, she's gonna surprise you one of these times. You're gonna say down, and she's gonna lay down. The location of the food, what she's going to learn is the location of the food is irrelevant. If she gives you the behavior, she's gonna get the food. So this starts with luring or manipulation, and ultimately the food becomes a reward for her giving us the desired behavior. So you start with her in a sit, and when you say down 2 times, I don't want you saying down, 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 because those wheels are gonna turn, so it takes a second. After you say it twice and she hasn't gone down, I want you to lower your hand super slow, where you can barely see your hand moving. Because a lot of people do this, down, and they do that. And after you start doing numerous reps of this, the dog's anticipation kicks in, and they start figuring out, oh, I know this, I'm gonna lay down. And if you go quickly, your hand is gonna get lower than it needs to be. We ultimately wanna see our hand getting higher off the ground. So I start like this, down, down, and then it's down, down. Now I'm gonna repeat the command. When we're done, you're only gonna have to say it once, but right now, her understanding is extremely limited, all right? So by us pairing the word, we wanna pair the word as much as we can with her physical position, all right? So she has to hear that word numerous times to make the connection of what that word means in association to her physical responsibility, okay? Down, down. Soon as I see those front legs moving or preparing like she's gonna go down, I'm gonna freeze my hand. I'm not gonna go any lower. And then I'm gonna say down, down, and I'm gonna let her go. Now, if she has to go lower than your hand, that's fine. Don't follow her. If she goes down, then as soon as those elbows hit, you give her the food. Good girl. And I want you to repeat it, okay? A practice session in the beginning is doing like 5 or 6 in a row, all right? Main thing.
When she completes it?
As soon as she completes it, give her the food.
Okay.
Main thing is to go really slow. And what you should notice, especially after you get to your 5th or 6th, that you're having to go less, not as low, and she's going down, okay? Now, what's gonna happen is after a couple training sessions of doing these, 6, 7 in a row, she's gonna start to anticipate. You're gonna say sit, and before you even say down, she's gonna start laying down. When that happens, I want you to mix some sits in between your down exercise, all right? And here's what that looks like. I got my treat pouch, I walk around. You can do this in the house, you can do it in the yard. When I stop, I'm gonna say, Ivy, sit. Good girl, and I'm gonna give her a piece of food, then I'm gonna say free. I don't care where she sits in relation to me. Ivy, sit. Good girl, and I'll give her a treat. Then next one, sit, then I do my down. So we're gonna do an average of 3 sits in between each
It's
down.
like a transition.
This is once she starts anticipating that down, okay? So I'm gonna do an average of 3 sits in between each down. The key word there is average, because if I do 3 sits and a down, 3 sits and a down, she'll figure that pattern out. And if you ask her to sit and she lays down without you asking her, you're either doing too many downs or not enough sits, or you're doing a pattern that she's figured out, okay? All right, so then my practice session goes to just 4 downs. And if I'm doing 4 downs, I'm probably doing 12 to 15 sits. But this is short, it'll literally take you 8 minutes to do. It won't take long at all, right? But just remember, down, down, and if that comes to time where she starts going down, don't follow her. Hold that, let her elbows hit, then give her the food, okay? And that's what I want you to work on this week with her. And then, like I said, each time she comes, she's gonna get more comfortable, and you'll probably get her to go down next week, okay?
Would you recommend us practicing with her out in the neighborhood with the loose leash and the healing, or should we
So
wait?
the downs is completely separate.
Right.
You can do it at any time of the day. I want to do it when her food drive is up, or she's motivated by the
Okay.
treat, and we don't want any distraction.
Okay.
Okay, the other exercise that The loose leash walking is anytime she's on the leash. That engagement exercise or that first progression to healing, yes, I want some distraction going on.
Okay.
Okay. The down, I don't want any distraction until
Okay.
she gets proficient with it. All right. So do it in the house or do it in your yard where she can focus on you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Any questions on that?
No.
I don't think so.